Ryan, it's here! It's here! Oh, yes! We've been waiting all day for this. Oh my god, it looks so delicious! You first, man. Take one. Oh my goodness. Oh, yes. Yeah, man. Cowabunga, dude.
Cowabunga, dude.
Wait, you can leave now, by the way. I only needed you for the opening, so... Yeah, go, move. Wait, let's take, move! Jeez, this freaking chair. Wasting my time. But now we're alone at last.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Heroes in a half shell. Turtle power.
Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy, and I'm here today to review the film Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Out of the shadows. Turtle power! So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, in a nutshell, basically follows, of course, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as they try to stop Shredder and his new ally from trying to destroy and take over the world. That's the entire movie. Like, that's it. That's the premise. I mean, come on. Were you really expecting anything more from a kid's film produced by Michael Bay about 4 teenage mutant reptilians that know ninjutsu and fight crime? I mean, that's the best you're gonna get. Now, I was part of the vast minority that actually enjoyed the first Ninja Turtles movie back in 2014. I can't deny it, I had a lot of fun with that film. I liked seeing the Turtles. Shredder was pretty badass. The story was stupid, but very entertaining. I liked the visuals, I liked the action. It was just a really fun, silly kids film. I enjoyed it a lot. And now, 2 years later, I'm back to review its sequel, Out of the Shadows. And I actually was looking forward to this film. It looked like it was gonna be just as fun as the first film. They brought in Bebop and Rocksteady and they looked pretty awesome. I'm happy to see them in a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film. And so I just got back from seeing it with my buddy Ryan, and what do I think? Well, let's find out. Once again, the best thing about this film are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles themselves. Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo. They all just work so well together. I love their banter. Some of the serious moments dealing with them were well executed. I liked every single scene, every single moment that they were in. And they delivered some of the funniest scenes and funniest lines in the film. Especially Michelangelo continues to kill it. Like the guy who plays Michelangelo in this film, he's an excellent Michelangelo. I love the Turtles, love them to death. The other standouts, thankfully, were Bebop and Rocksteady. These two guys came this close from stealing the film away from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's how great these two characters were. They had great banter, great chemistry, great lines, great action scenes. The actors who portrayed them did excellently in the roles. They were having so much fun with the roles, and they were having so much fun with these characters, and it clearly shows. I fell in love with these guys. Every scene, just like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, every scene that they were in, I loved it. I wanted to see more scenes with them. I wanted to see more interactions with them. They were just really well done. Good job, movie. And though the film's story is extremely ridiculous and full of so many plot holes that it's amazing that the story actually stayed afloat for this long, I won't deny, I had fun with the story and the many scenarios in it. It's not a great story by any means, but if you turn your brain off for an hour and a half, you'll find yourself enjoying it. Doesn't make it a good story. And finally, there were some fun and thrilling action set pieces, and the visuals were on point. They looked just as good as the first film. But, and I know I'm gonna get so much hate for saying this, but you know what? I'm ready. Freaking bring it on. I'm ready for all of your hate comments once I make this statement. I actually enjoyed the first film more than the sequel. I just had more problems in Out of the Shadows than I did with the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film, and I will explain. Much like the first film, all of the human characters are, once again, generic, dull, stoic, forgettable, and boring! Every single one of them. They barely added anything to the film, and they all barely stood out. The only human character that kind of came close to standing out, surprisingly, was Will Arnett's character. They do something interesting with his character that I kind of dug and I kind of got into, and he actually had some decent quirky lines. He wasn't as annoying as he was in the first film, but he wasn't in the film as much as he was in the first film. But his character, it saw what they were doing, but even though they gave him all that, his character still wasn't all that interesting. And my goodness, April O'Neil, played by Megan Fox. I don't like Megan Fox as April O'Neil. I just can't see her as April O'Neil. Every time I see her, I think it's Megan Fox playing a role. Like, I don't see April O'Neil. And yeah, they try to give her some stuff to do in the film, but it just feels like some forced things to make April O'Neil still relevant. At least in the first film, it felt more organic. She actually served a purpose to the story. And this one, they're like, okay, we need to give her something to do. Okay, let's make her spy on some of these people, and let's make her go to this certain area. But other than that, her character really doesn't serve much of a purpose. But the most disappointing one of all, in my opinion, was Casey Jones, played by Stephen Amell. I've never seen Arrow, and I don't know how good of an actor Stephen Amell is, but my goodness, I thought his performance was really forced and terrible. Like, he tries to come off as quirky and likable and funny, but it just feels like the guy's trying way too hard to make us fall in love with him. And I get that they don't make Casey Jones a vigilante in this film. They kind of make him sort of a cop. But, I mean, come on, at least make the guy serve a purpose. He is, without question, the most pointless character in this film. Tell me what Casey Jones' purpose was in this film. And if you're gonna say, well, he's supposed to be helping them find Bebop and Rocksteady, wrong. Because in the film, April O'Neil actually finds something that helps them track Bebop and Rocksteady. So guess what? His character is no longer relevant. There was a moment where I thought his character would be relevant, but they even waste that. I'm like, wait a minute, but isn't he kind of a cop, so wouldn't he help in this scenario? Oh, that's a plot hole. And now going into the plot holes, this film has many plot holes. One of them is that they're trying to break into the police station to get something, to get an important, like, it's a MacGuffin basically. And they need to, like, break into the police station. And I was sitting there saying, why do you need to break into the police station? Isn't Casey Jones, like, in the police force? Like, he's part of the system, so can't he just, like, go in there, sneak them in, and then get the stuff? Why do they have to break it in? It just didn't make any sense. And there were so many other scenes like that in the film that I don't want to give away that also just didn't make any sense. Tyler Perry as Baxter. Oh, I didn't buy it. I just like Stephen Amell, I felt like he was trying way too hard to be over the top, and I wasn't buying it whatsoever. Hell, he might as well just have dressed up as Medea and be like, I'm Scientist Medea, and that would have been more believable than the role he played in this film. Honestly, I agree with Jeremy Jahns so much that Black Nerd Comedy, Andre should have been Baxter. He would have been perfect for that role. Another disappointing thing about this film is what they did to Shredder. Yeah, sure, he looks more like the Shredder from the original films and cartoon series, but that doesn't guarantee that he's going to be a better, more compelling, more menacing Shredder than he was in the first film. Because, to be quite honest, guys, Shredder does close to nothing in this film. He barks orders, he stands around all menace-like, and he just scowls all the time, and he pulls out his blade. But other than that, he doesn't really do much of anything besides tell people to go gather some stuff for a machine. And here's the most shocking thing of all. In the entire film, Shredder doesn't have a single action scene. Not one. Nothing. At least in the first film, where he was kind of like the main villain, he had two badass fight scenes. In this film, nothing. They gave him nothing. They relegated him to the sideline so that can get all the attention. He's the main bad guy. And I understand he is kind of the main bad guy, but seriously, you couldn't at least give the Shredder one action scene? Just one? Come on, he's like literally the main antagonist of the Ninja Turtles. He's the leader of the Foot Clan. I think the guy deserves at least one action scene. One. You're gonna show off his awesome blades and he does nothing with them? Come on, that's a waste.
The world's most fearsome fighting team. We really hit the turtles. Heroes in the half shell and their green Ninja Turtles.
The climax of the film is incredibly underwhelming. So much is going on, but I just didn't really care, and honestly, it just wasn't gripping me, and it gets solved like in an instant. It was like too easy. It felt too easy. At least going back to the first film, the threat felt more heavy. It felt like there were actual stakes, and I actually liked the final battle. It was pretty cool. This one? Not so much. So overall, guys, I know it seems like I'm being incredibly harsh and unfair and nitpicky to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, as I'm focusing more on the negatives of the film rather than all of its positives. But the positives are still there. The Turtles, freaking Bebop and Rocksteady, some of the action sequences, the visuals, and yes, the story is stupid, but it was still a lot of fun. I enjoyed all of those elements, and they kind of balance it out to make the film kind of at an even kill for me to give it a 3 out of 5 stars. It's okay, you know, if you go in, you turn your brain off and just want to watch a mindless popcorn film with 4 turtles that know ninjutsu and fight crime, then you'll have fun with it. If you're a fan of the Ninja Turtles already, you'll enjoy it. If you're not much of a fan of them, I don't see you enjoying it as much. But as always, guys, I'm not the end-all be-all opinion when it comes to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. I would love to know what you guys thought about the film. Did you love it to death? Did you think it's way better than the first film? Did you find it really lackluster, mediocre? You like the first film more than anything? And let me know, who is your favorite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle villain? Comment below, let me know. Stay tuned, I got some more reviews coming your way for LGBT month and for just regular reviews. Stay tuned for all of those. And until then, guys, if you'd like to see more videos on this channel and be a part of the Black Critic crew, please hit that subscribe button below. Like this video if you really enjoyed it. And I'm Tony Watt II, the hero in a half shell known as the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.
Heroes in a half shell.